where like I need to make it so that it's not gonna despawn.
Dude, he took his glasses off.
Because it'll obviously insta despawn if it's 128, but like if it's anywhere more than 32 away, it has a chance to despawn every tick. Does that chance increase the farther away you are? Like if a mob is 127 blocks away, 1 in 800 regardless of distance.
All right. Dude, I was gonna try to find a way to transition into this, but there was no good way to transition into this. All right, we just watched Feinberg assassinate the AA world record. Now let's watch Lee Harvey Oswald.
Anybody says.
Well, this is really an unfair question for me to ask any wife about her husband, and I am not asking it very correctly,
At
but
times, my husband is prone to
Feinberg
exaggerate.
is like Lee
Does that
Harvey
answer
Oswald
it?
of AA.
I think it does. Is there anything else you want to add to that, or not?
Usually, his exaggerations are not concerned with anything other than himself. They're usually to boost his ego. They usually say that he is really smarter than he is, or he's a better salesman than he is. Something like that.
As leading as that line of
We're back.
questioning was, Barbara was not
Progress
alone
forward.
in doubting her husband's credibility. Officials at 2 separate high schools attended by Arnold explicitly warned authorities not to trust everything he says. He was characterized as someone who would not hesitate to fabricate a story and not tell the truth regarding any matter. Indeed, Roland lied or exaggerated on multiple occasions when he testified. Another witness who claimed to have seen a gunman in the Book Depot story was Carolyn Walter. Shortly before the arrival of the motorcade, Walter had seen a man with blonde or light brown hair in one of these windows on the 4th or 5th floor. She explicitly ruled out the 6th. It should be noted, however, that during the shooting, this window was closed with the blinds down, while this one, as you already know, was occupied by Bonnie Williams and Harold Norman. In any case, the light-haired man seen by Walter was holding a machine gun, and standing beside him was another man wearing a brown suit. Much like Arnold Roland, Walter assumed the gunman was a presidential guard and refrained from telling the police. In fact, there's no evidence she told anyone of what she'd seen, not even the colleague with whom she watched the motorcade. In Walter's defense, 2 other witnesses recalled seeing a man with light or light brown hair on the 5th or 6th floor, except they never saw a weapon nor an accomplice. Disagreements regarding the floors were at least in part due to the ground floor lacking visible windows.
How do you know it was the 6th floor? 6th floor rather than the 5th floor?
I went with the FBI and I showed him the window, and I didn't count the bottom floor.
You mean the first time you gave a statement, you didn't count the bottom floor?
That's right.
Another source of confusion was the distinct visual difference between the 7th floor and the ones below.
When you first glance at the building, you're thrown off a little as to the floors because there's a ridge. It almost looks like a structure added onto the top of the building, about 1 story above. So you have to recount.